Good afternoon, you're listening to BA1 Radio. My name is Leenton. As always, I am joined here with yet another fantastic guest from here, the city of Bath. Today's guest is Lucy Hill, who's working with a very fantastic organisation here in Bath. Which, Lucy, could you kind of inform our listeners who you're working for and what you're doing here in Bath?
Sure. So I'm working with a company called Somerset Skills and Learning, and we are an adult education provider. We work throughout Somerset and across the southwest. And part of what we do is kind of qualifications, functional skills, GCSEs, apprenticeship, traineeship, and some qualifications such as childcare and business admin. But what we also do is we provide community learning across Somerset and Baines and the southwest region. So we do that in a couple of different ways. We do that through funding projects throughout Somerset, but we also do it through kind of working with organisations and schools and charities and trying to really meet a community need. We provide learning opportunities to around about 6,000 learners every year within Somerset and beyond. So that's brilliant. But really, the fantastic thing about what Somerset Skills and Learning does is that we try to work very much within the community. So that's what we're doing in Bath at the moment. This year we've been very fortunate and we've got significant investment from the West of England Combined Authority. You might know it as WECA.
Yeah.
And this funding really allows us to kind of look at the community need across Bath and North East Somerset, and identify what the community might need, any kind of skills gaps we might be able to focus on, or any family learning opportunities. And so the West contract has really opened up some doors for us across Bath, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Could you kind of give our listeners maybe a bit of an idea of some of the courses which you guys are kind of providing for people?
Yeah, so as you can imagine, a lot of our courses at the moment are online, as is the world at the moment. But we've got a huge range of things open to people in Bath. So I've kind of split it into a few categories. So firstly, we're trying to focus quite a lot on health and well-being. I'm aware that a lot of people at the moment are concerned about their health, their mental well-being. So we've got a huge variety of things that we offer online for those. Some of the things that we're running include a course on understanding anxiety and how to deal with stress and low mood. We're doing a course on self-care and another course which is the 5 ways to well-being. That's just to mention a few. Another section that we like to focus on is the employability and kind of career development aspect of learning. So we've got a few courses devoted to that. So, for example, we're running something which is making a start with your CV, and that might be suitable for somebody who's never had to put a CV together before, or somebody who is looking for a career change and doesn't quite know how to kind of rejig what they've already got to kind of fit the new area that they're going to be looking at. We are also running courses on how to deal with the interview stage, so tips and tricks of how to kind of make a good impression with a new employer. We're doing something on how to use LinkedIn. I think that kind of ties in with the employability stuff, but also just how to navigate it, because yes, it's kind of social media, but it's also it can be a really useful tool.
I think LinkedIn kind of fits in a very weird kind of category where it's like somewhat social media, somewhat employability stuff. It's like this really kind of weird place to be.
Yeah, and there are so many ways you can go with it. You know, you can connect with old, contacts that you might have lost touch with, or you can, use it to find your next job. So there's all sorts of ways you can use LinkedIn, but if you've never used it before, it can be a bit daunting. So I think what we're trying to do with the introduction to LinkedIn is just that. It's a real introduction, everything covered, and then you can decide how you want to use it. Another section that we're really keen to focus on, and is my area of interest, is the family learning. So that would be involving parents and children, carers, grandparents, whoever that might be. And the aim of that really is to kind of really foster that community learning environment within the home, as well as within school or childcare setting.
Yeah, you guys have a really wide array of different courses available, which is really fantastic, and I really do implore all of our listeners to give you guys a check out by visiting sslcourses.co.uk. You can get an overview of pretty much all the courses they have on offer, and I highly recommend visiting there. One thing I was very curious about, Lucy, was do you guys happen to have like any in-person courses like currently available?
Yeah, well, one thing that I really would love to tell your listeners about is a course that we're actually running in person, one of the few courses we're actually doing in real life. I'm aware that, lots and lots of, the majority of the courses that we're running, but also lots and lots of courses that I've seen at the moment are all kind of using Zoom. It seems to be the platform of the moment. And I know lots of fantastic organisations such as charities, therapy groups, kind of mums and babies groups. They're all having to kind of utilise Zoom as their kind of primary method of getting through to their communities now that we're kind of not meeting up so much. And while that is fantastic, we're kind of aware that there's always going to be a portion of people who don't feel confident using Zoom. Maybe they were never kind of taught how to use it. It has kind of sprung up out of the blue and become this big thing. So what we've decided to do is to run a physical in-person course, and that's going to be running on the 6th of November. We're running that at the Percy Community Centre, right in the centre of town, and it's just a 1-hour course, so 60 minutes, and it's a really kind of in-depth workshop on how to use Zoom and how to set up a meeting, how to join a meeting, how to kind of mute yourself, put your video on, turn your video off, all the basic things that maybe people don't quite understand because they've never had to use it before. So we're running that, and it's going to be completely COVID secure. So that's fantastic. And the aim of that is that, you know, if you do feel like you're missing out on a lot of things because you're not able to join the Zoom alternative versions of your usual groups, we would love it if you could just give 60 minutes, learn exactly how Zoom works, and then hopefully that arms you with all the tools you need to go forward and kind of get really involved in the online life that has somehow sprung up under our feet. So, yeah, that one we're really looking forward to. That's going to be running 10 o'clock in the morning on the 6th of November. So if you are interested, that is all on our website.
Not having access to stuff like Zoom and stuff, it really does make a big impact on things, especially right now, you know, in these uncertain times. I think over the 6-month period when Zoom really just picked up, having the ability to kind of use Zoom was it was vital for just so many different things. So it's fantastic that you're actually teaching people how to use it to make sure that they're confident and they can try out the other courses, or just they can just use it in their day-to-day lives as well, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, even just to be able to join in with family chats or family quizzes, or, you know, and we don't know we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we might even have to kind of stay in more in the future. We don't know. So actually it would be really good if everybody felt like they were confident using Zoom to be able to kind of make the most of these fantastic offerings that are out there from all sorts of organisations who are working really, really hard to be able to provide an online version of whatever it is they do. I mean, you can do yoga, you can do coffee mornings, you can do all sorts of things on Zoom now. But yeah, we just want to make sure that everyone who wants to join in those things has the skills and the confidence to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think there are even Zumba classes as well, and just so many different stuff. So it's awesome. Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be a tough one. But yeah, really awesome stuff what you guys are doing here in the city of Bath. Again, highly recommend visiting socourses.co.uk to give you guys a check out, because it's awesome stuff. You can get all the information on all the courses available right there. So do give that a check out as well. Could you kind of maybe go into a little bit more detail about some of the stuff that you guys are going to be doing over, I guess, half term, which is coming up very soon?
Yeah, so we have got 3 courses running in the half term. They're all running on the 30th of October, which is the Friday of half term. And these 3 are aimed at families, and they all involve downloading a free app. So anybody can get involved as long as they have access to a device that can download an app. And the 3 courses are, the first one is Starring Your Own Cartoon. The second one is called Flipping Good Fun, which uses an app called Flip-a-Clip. And the third one is called Movie Making. So these 3 are all kind of about getting involved with technology in a creative way and less of a passive way. So rather than kind of just sitting and scrolling through YouTube, we're actually encouraging you to use your device to get creative with your technology. Yeah. So Star in Your Own Cartoon pretty much does what it says on the tin. This one is a really fun app where you can draw your own cartoons, you can use emojis, you can use a whole kind of host of pre-done cartoon stuff on there. But the great thing is you can add your own voices in, you can get kind of really creative with it. And it means that you can share those clips of cartoons as well with your friends and family. So it might be that you want to join in with the course as it's running and then go away, create your own cartoons and then share it with your friends and family as kind of an activity that you've done over half term.
Yeah, flip a clip and make your own cartoon both sound really, really amazing. I remember when I was a child, quite a few years back, I think there was the University of Bristol offered a kind of similar summer course where you could go there to kind of do some animation stuff there. And, with that, I had to travel all the way to Bristol. So it's really cool that you can kind of do this stuff at home. So yeah, I think that's really, really awesome. And just flip books, very fun stuff.
Yeah. So these ones are going to be online, so they'll be hopefully accessible to anyone, regardless of where you happen to be in the region. And then obviously you can then take that away. And once you've got that app, you can just play with it wherever you are.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's everything. I think we got.
I think the only other thing I wanted to ask your listeners. So, as I mentioned, we've got this significant investment from the WECA authority, which is fantastic for community learning, and we are always looking for new ideas, new organisations to get involved with. So, if you happen to work with an organisation or a charity or within a community group in a community setting, and you think, my families that I work with have a need, whatever that might be, or you think they could benefit from some free learning, please do get in touch. We are here to serve the community and kind of improve people's lives through learning. That's our aim. So if you do work with an organisation, or you can think of a group of people who might really benefit from some courses that we could deliver, we would love to hear from you, and we can have a chat and see where we might be able to go with that.
I would like to definitely thank our listeners for tuning in to BA1 Radio and listening to this interview. Thank you very much, Lucy, for coming on. It was a great pleasure having you on, so we could just speak with you and kind of learn more about the courses which you guys had available. And again, what you're doing here in Bath, fantastic work as always. So thank you very much for coming on as well.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. And with that, I guess we'll be taking it back to the music here on BA1 Radio.